I'm delighted to say that European football expert Kevin Hatchett joins us now to discuss this tie in more detail. Nowhere else to start, Kevin, than Lamine Yamal. And look, they've played down this comparison with Lionel Messi, but you have watched a lot of European football. How good is he? Is he better? Just tell us that.
He's arguably better than Messi at this stage, but whether he'll go on to produce that extraordinary longevity and that extraordinary body of work, we'll see. But in terms of the mental side of it, he is extraordinary, Lamine Yamal, because hansiflick alluded to it there. He almost always makes the right decision, whether it's the right type of pass, whether it's the right idea, whether it's to shoot, which player to bring into play. So he's a creative figure as well as a goal scorer. He's somebody that, like Messi, will grab a game by the scruff of the neck and drag it into Barcelona's favour. And I think the thing to bear in mind is that in that first leg, he played his 100th game for Barcelona. I mean, he's only 17, and yet he's been in that first team picture for 2 years now. He's won a European Championship with Spain. Not only did he win it, he was one of the key figures in winning it. So this is a young man that not only is getting some game time here and there, he's playing in the biggest games the sport has to offer, and he's generally winning them, and he's generally affecting them all the way through. It is phenomenal.
Yeah, it is phenomenal. I think, like you say, the Euros, watching him last year, I mean, just epic performances from him every step of the way. Look, we must, remember that he is only 17. So, Kevin, do you think he's got a temperament to deal with the pressure that is, if it's not already there, it's coming his way?
I think he does. I think he's one of those players that actually thrives in the big occasion. I think he wants more responsibility. I think one of the things as well that stands out about his game is the work without the ball. If you look at Spain's success in the European Championship, a lot of it was built on their pressing game. And guys like him and Nico Williams out wide were doing that hard work without the ball. So he's got that part of it locked down. I think he's got that healthy arrogance. He's been quite open about the fact that he's delighted they've been beating Real Madrid on a regular basis this season. He had not one pair of sunglasses, but two pairs for the Copa del Rey final recently. I think he enjoys the spotlight. I thought he spoke very impressively when he had that press conference recently. That was the first one he'd done, really, on the big stage. And I think he does have that maturity, he does have that ability to compartmentalise and deal with the big occasion.
Yeah, he's going to need it, isn't he, in the future? I love the fact that Inzaghi says they need to find a way to stop him. I think they're talking about double marking. Are you confident that they can do that and qualify for the final? What do you think?
I think Inter can make it. I think with Lamine Yamal, there's only so much you could do. He was exceptional in the first half of that first leg. Absolutely brilliant. And he needed to be, because Barca were 2-0 down in that game at one stage. I thought he was a little bit quieter in the second half, but the funny thing was he had a spell where he wasn't quite affecting the game, and yet then came up with this extraordinary effort where he lifted the ball over the goalkeeper and hit the frame of the goal, and where everybody wasn't quite sure, was it a cross for Rafinha or was it a shot? And it was absolutely a shot, and he was happy to say that afterwards. So you can never quite keep him out for the whole game. I think where this Inter team are interesting is that they're happy to take punishment. They're happy to soak up lots and lots of shots, and then they'll hit you on the counter. A lot depends on how fit Lautaro Martinez is and how much of a role he can play. But as we saw last week, having Denzel Dumfries and Marcus Thuram back in their lineup gave them that pace and that dynamism on the counter. And against that high defensive line that Barca always play, that could be a key feature of the game tonight.
Walk us through Barcelona's front three. How do you feel that they compare to the famous Messi, Suarez and Neymar attack of old?
Yeah, I mean, it's early days as a three, but if you look at what they're achieving, they've won the Spanish Super Cup, they've won the Copa del Rey, they've absolutely hammered Real Madrid this season, and now they've beaten them 3 times across 3 different competitions. They've got them again at the weekend. If they were to win the Champions League, and they were to also win La Liga, that would be 4 trophies in one season. And so for them to do that. And they're a really nice mix as well, because Lewandowski's got all these goals this season. He's proven to people that thought he was maybe over the hill that that's absolutely not the case. Rafinha, I think, has been a revelation under Hansi Flick. And they are very much a reflection of their coach, because there are echoes of the Bayern team that Hansi Flick had in 2020, of which Lewandowski was a part. They are relentlessly attacking. They are risk takers. They're a team that loves to entertain, and they don't mind if the opposition score 2 or 3, because they're always confident they'll get 4 or 5. So, yeah, I think a little bit to go to eclipse that front three, but certainly a great start.